Okay, so just completed the fresh install for the Latitude. So this was the kids' computer. They've been using it for school. It was dirty as hell. Had me over here with alcohol swabs and this picking between the keys. One thing, this, no matter how much alcohol, cotton swabs I use, it still feels sticky. Now, it's not necessarily sticky because look at my finger. I'm thinking melted rubber. Like, not fully melted, but just like when it gets warm and melted, like from me, it's reminding me of some of the rubber I find in the car. So, oh, here's my cat. I don't see her. So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do much about that. But we got a fresh install. This is the you know what? The Latitude E6530, which is old. E6530. Release date? 2012. This is old. And I got it running Windows 11 right now. So yeah, this is not supposed to be running Windows 11. Performance-wise, here is why the video comes to be. Like the freezing. Core i5 3rd gen, so it is dual core. And it has 8 gigs of memory, so it's not the worst computer I've ever owned, honestly. Yeah, it's i5 3210. Now, this is the funky thing. So you can see the CPU's going up and down, right? I'm doing nothing, so those drops are really bad. So I was trying to figure out the drops. The battery was dying. Right now it's full. I ended up making some pancakes and going to eat and stuff and left it plugged in. But while I was on the screen, I'm trying to figure out why I was dropping. The battery was going dead, so I plug it in. When I plugged it in, I realized, look at my speed now. 0.57, 0.58. It's what, 20%, 20, 23, 25, somewhere like 23 maybe, percent drop from being plugged in. I came back and I was like, oh shit, it dropped again. What the hell happened? I'm sitting here trying to figure out where the speed was. Then I'm recapping what I did. I'm like, I had nothing running. What the hell dropped the speed? So I was like, all I did was plug it in. So I plugged it out. And it started to go back up. Now, I came across this once years ago. So it's not the first thought of my head. Dell, I don't know if it's Dell specific, but it was another Dell I owned. It was 17-inch that got stolen by some kids, fucking people. But the Dell I owned would throttle back when I used the wrong plug. I used to have a plug for another computer, and they would be like the same size connector, but they weren't the same voltage. So when I used the other one, that Dell used to slow down, and I thought it was something with like overheating, but it actually throttles back to protect the CPU because this voltage for this plug is 65 watts. Why did I buy a 65 watt plug for a computer or laptop that needed 90 watts? This was $7. And you know me and cost. This was a $7 plug versus a $20 one, so I got the $7. The original plug for this just broke. Probably, I would say, end of September, early October. I bought a replacement plug online from overseas. So the worry wasn't even the voltage. It was like, please don't catch fire. It arrived just before I left for Florida in November. We never used it. We came back. We started getting ready to come to Korea. So never actually plugged it in. This computer is the one the kids would use for their school. I happen to have my computer, which recently broke. So now I'm trying to transition over to this until I get the parts for that. And they were using my computer for school, and they just decided to split. Half gets it in the morning to do their schoolwork, the other half gets it in the night, and I'm fine with that. Nobody wanted to use this, and nobody wanted to use this. More than likely, it was slow as shit. And it's slow because it's throttling back. So there's two ways that I know how to fix this. One is is to get like a program to control to overclock, and essentially control that feature. The other, I don't remember what it's called, but the other is in the BIOS. You can turn off this feature. And when you turn off this feature, it essentially will keep the CPU running at its top all the time, which is good in a sense. I won't have the drawback of plugging in and seeing the drop, but it's bad because it's going to be running full power all the time because you're essentially turning off the throttle feature. That means that I'm going to have less battery life. The life of the CPU is also going to be reduced. You're going to have more heat. You know, it's if this was worth anything, I wouldn't do it. But come on, this computer, this age, we've had this thing for years. It works, honestly. I'm running Windows 11 on it, and I'm going to be using it, so I probably don't want to burn it out. So I'm going to go find a program to essentially throttle it, and then I will hopefully fix this issue. Otherwise, we're going to go in the BIOS, turn this off, and call it a day.